15-minute crypto market update. All you need to know. Now, here's the thing, guys. If you follow me, if you are a new viewer, I'm so sorry for you because this is not the regular shows that we do. But today, I just don't have time. We're building something incredible with Crypto School. I'm building something with Gummy. A lot of things happening. So, but I wanted to bring it off. I can't let the community down. So even for 15 minutes, I'm coming in here. I'm sharing my thoughts. Let's jump into the show. Again, if you are new, I'm so sorry, but subscribe. I promise you, it gets better. And if you're returning, please smash the like button. Let's jump into the content. Number one, guys, I'm going to run through the news. There are some stuff to talk about. We had CPI reading and FOMC yesterday. As I have explained yesterday as well, if we see a dovish Fed and if we see great CPI reading, we are going to see a massive, massive pump in the market. Now, we did get the massive, very, very good, surprisingly good CPI reading. And we got somewhat great news from the Fed meeting, the FOMC meeting. So US CPI year-to-year actual 3.3 versus 3.4 previous and 3.4 estimate. So that means that it came in 0.1% lower, which means inflation is cooling down, which means that could lead, if this stays like this could lead to rate cuts, and rate cuts could be great for risk assets overall. Fed leaves rates unchanged, regardless of the great CPI data. If you have not seen the speech, I think you should, because you should be up to date with the market, or you just come to this show and you get all the alpha. But in general, basically, JP was not hawkish, but he wasn't dovish really. He wasn't really very bullish on the whole thing. He said that they don't want to be too late for cutting rates, because then they ruin everything they've done so far, and they don't want to be too early because then they might ruin the impact that they want to have. So summary, inflation has eased substantially but remains too high. Fed reassess long-term inflation target long-term inflation target of 2%. So again, the same thing. We are staying the path to remain on the course to reduce inflation to 2%. Strong pace of immigration has boosted labor market participation. The Fed says the unemployment rate remains low. Economic outlook is uncertain, and Fed is attentive to risks. So like this is a big one though. Like we talked about this yesterday, economic outlook is uncertain, unfortunately. Fed needs greater confidence that inflation is headed to 2%. So the next the CPI readings at the FOMC will become hot again. We will see this becoming hot again. Because every CPI will have an impact on this now. So depending on how the CPI readings come and job openings come, we will see a cut sooner than later. Fight against inflation will likely last for years, he says, but that doesn't mean that it won't cut. And talking about the cut, I think the dot plot is something that was super, super interesting. But you have to know that there are FOMC members, obviously, in the FOMC, and they have predictions for the year, okay? So what they do is that they say, what do we see the inflation to be in the following years, you know? And so what is interesting here is the 0% voted, was 0 rate cuts this year. 4% said that in the FOMC, they said they think that there will be 0 cuts this year. That's not good for us, crypto folks, okay? But happily, it was only 4 members. 7 members of the committee said that there will be at least 1 rate cut this year, and 8 members said there will be 2 rate cuts this year. Now, what you have to take away from this, the market overreacted, and I'm going to talk about that as well. But this is freaking bullish. They basically confirmed that there will be at least 1 cut this year, which is bullish, which is absolutely bullish. So, and the fact that 8 members said that there will be 2 cuts this year, that means moon, okay? So this is actually absolutely bullish. Even though inflation was high and whatnot, this is bullish. Now, what is not that much bullish is Jim Cramer is meeting up with Iggy. Now, we know the Jim effect. I don't even want to go into this, but she's playing it good. She's going to Wall Street, actually preaching. She's like, how much money did I make you today?
I mean, how much money have I made you guys today?
Lots.
Lots.
Would you say maybe even billions?
Would you say maybe even billions? Okay, so she's, but she's playing it smart. Only meme coin founder going to the New York Stock Exchange, shilling her stuff. She says that she's the only ass power Power, what is it? That the only S powerful enough to raise. Okay, so she has the only S. Okay, it doesn't even matter. But she says she will break the Jim Cramer effect. The token is going up nicely. But here is a competitor that is coming for this token. Andrew MF Tate. Okay, we talked about Andrew Tate as well. Going nuts. The dude is absolutely lost his mind. He's calling people the N-word and is just like shitting on everybody. They are doing an emergency meeting. I actually like the guy. I actually like Andrew Tate. I like what he stands for, but some of his stuff is controversial. I genuinely believe because of the reach that he has to have. But anyway, so he's calling an emergency meeting. He called an emergency meeting and he was pumping 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗢. 𝗕𝗘𝗙𝗢 is the competitor for Iggy. As you see, this is Iggy and this is Andrew Tate here slapping her booty with a cigar in his hand. I mean, you guys lost your minds, seriously. It's like, it went to what? Where did it go? Like 300 mil? 350 mil? 350 mil? Yeah, massive insider trading as well. Anyway, something to keep an eye on. If you want to get in, I don't know. Do what you wish, but I'm not getting involved. I'm not holding any. The dollar is bleeding, guys. The dollar is bleeding. So Russia Moscow Stock Exchange officially halts trading in US dollars because of the sanctions and euros. Again, threatening. Saudi Arabia ditches US dollar and will not renew the 50-year petrodollar agreement with the United States. Someone is gonna get shot in the head while shaving himself in the bathroom. And Joe Biden campaign is in talks to accept crypto donations through Coinbase Commerce. I mean, the old dude is catching up, slowly but surely. You know, processing things. I also want to talk about Curve, although, you know, it's like, it's a nothing burger. I mean, it's obviously it's a big deal, but I mean, and I'm not the guy, I'm not the fundamentals guy, I'm not the DeFi guy, but so what you have to understand from this Curve thing is that this dude, Michael Egorov, he's the founder of Curve, which is a layer 2 decentralized exchange on Ethereum. He borrowed $95 million in stable coins against his $141 million worth of Curve tokens. It's like a liquid staking thing. So that means that, so just for me to give you the TLDR on this, he creates a token out of thin air. He stakes that token and he borrows $100 million against it. It's absolutely fucking lunatic. I mean, if you think about it, what is happening here? Anyway, he's paying $60 million in annualized interest to keep his position open. And he's getting liquidated. So what's happening is that he's basically getting liquidated, and that's the whole thing about. But as today we had the morning call on with the research team, and I'm not the guy to comment really on the outcome of this, but as they say, it's actually better for everybody if it just gets liquidated and moves on with the whole thing, and that's what we'll see, guys. Usually we do a Q&A here and whatnot, but I'm just gonna jump into the market analysis. I really want to. It's gonna be a different show. I wanna give you the market update, what I think is going to happen in the market, and maybe help you position yourself. So let's jump into that, and then I have to go. So I don't have premium. How is that? What is? Oh, okay. Upgrade plan and pay nothing extra. That sounds like a bargain. Anyway, here's what I'm thinking, guys. Here's what I'm thinking. If you look at the 4-hour chart, we are in serious trouble. And not. Okay? Here's the thing. Number one, I talked about the structure, right? So you have the low, you have the high, you have the low, you have the high, and you're waiting for the fifth leg. Now, we thought this was the fifth leg, okay? But we did not have a break. What is happening? We did not have a break above the high, right? So we don't have a market structure break. That means that this low is not officially the low, okay? So if I see a market structure shift here, a market structure break here, that confirms that this came back 50%. This was the low because we created a market structure break. But because we don't really see that here, we don't see a market structure break above this level just yet, we can't confirm if this is the low. So for now, we believe this is going to be a low, but this is our current low at $61,000. Here's why this is a problem. First of all, I think the market overreacted. I think we're going up, and I think we're going to have a massive run in the next 24, 48 hours, kickstart a massive run, and then moon. But what can also happen, and again, trading probabilities, is the following. I see the internal structure, which is you have the internal structure here. You have the low, you have the high, you have the low, you have the high. You should not have broken below here. And we did. We did. And that means that because this low is broken here and because we could not reclaim this high that was responsible for the break, we are going lower. So the most I am long, because I do think the market overreacted and because this TA was formed on news, I am long. But I do think that there is, from the TA perspective, there is a possibility of us going lower, not lower than $61,000. The only invalidation I'll see is if we reclaim these highs up here at $70,000. If we reclaim $70,000, I do think that we are going to see a great run. Okay, I do think we are going to see a great run. And also I think if you look at the lower time frame price action, I do think that we're just coming back for the retest. We definitely are going to go all the way up to 69,000. The question really is, are we able to break above 70? Here's how I position myself. Number one, I'm long, but I'm long in a way that I'm able to stomach this 10% drop in Bitcoin, potential 10% drop. So only be long if you are able to stomach this 10% drop that might happen. The other way to position yourself, I do, even if not, scenario number one, we wick through here, we close above the level that wick through here, all-time highs. Scenario number two, we go down, accumulate here somewhere between the 61 and 65,000 region, liquidate, market structure shift, move on. Scenario number three, we start pushing, we hold this level and we start pushing from here and literally all-time highs within very, very short amount of time. Likely scenario, in my opinion, is that we come a little bit lower and then we show a market structure shift and moon. Second probable scenario is that we just start pushing from here. Third, I don't really think that we're going to go all the way down 61 and then consolidate and have this choppiness and then we see. I don't think that will happen. I think the market will realize what's happening here and then just simply start buying this thing up. That's basically my thoughts on the market. I am long Phil and I am long Sol. No, I'm long Phil and I am long, let me just look at this here. I am long Phil and I'm long Sui. Actually, I'm long Sui because I think the market structure in Sui is holding very nicely. But I wanted to bring you one more thing here, which is not financial advice. Anything we do here is not financial advice, by the way, just so you know. But there is something that I want to bring here, which I think could be a very interesting play. No shilling and full disclosure, I do hold a bag. Convicted felon. So every time they say convicted felon about Trump, by the way, we're improving. Guys, we have 177 people. I didn't want to do this show. I don't have time and you don't smash the like button. This is what I have to tell you. All jokes aside, please guys smash the like button. That's all I need. Anyway, so this is convicted felon. So every time the Democrats or whoever says, who's a convicted felon, they start pumping the price. That's what this is about. So if you look here, I bought this, potential 5 to 10x from here. It's at 30 mil, complete gamble, but I think it's a great idea to buy this. So look at this here, for example. I don't know where it will be, but anyway, they had this show up where they were pumping the price as people. Yeah, here, look.
Well, they used to use this line, convicted felon, and that's the ability to hear those two words. And now that we've actually seen how it works through this, honestly,
so they market buy.
I know how painful it is to go through one of these things, but I'm almost glad, I know that sounds strange, that President Trump was able to expose what's happened, because now we can all see that it doesn't take anything to make you a quote-unquote convicted felon. I was talking to
convicted felon, they market buy up on the price. Anyway, this is the idea here. Could be an interesting run. I'm not saying I know anything because I don't. Could be an interesting buy, okay? 30 mil, complete gamble. Only invest what you can afford to lose. That's it. Someone is aping in 3.5 grand. Is it us? I don't know. But anyway, guys, I don't want to take more of the time. I unfortunately really have to go. I really have to go. I don't have all the time in the world now. But I wanted to bring this show here for you, and I wanted to check in and let you know that I love you so much and all that. If you appreciate this content, please smash the like button. If you're returning, you know what to do. If you're new, I'm sorry, this is usually not a 15-minute show, but we are at 14-minute 35 seconds. So it's literally 15 minutes that you need. Guys, please let me know in the comments if you like this show, if it was good, whatever that is. I'll put it up in the end screen, and I believe I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.